But just to illustrate the police state, let's go over some of the other police state manifestations for you. And this article goes on to later say, well, it's really okay. You know, they raised the problem, but tasering 1-year-olds, they were threatening the officer. I mean, it actually says this. A handcuffed 9-year-old girl subdued with a taser by South Tucson police is among a growing group of toddlers and youngsters the device has been used on nationally. And it goes on to say, records kept by Taser International of Scottsdale show that as of 6 months ago, 2 1-year-olds, man, that's a 1 2-year-old, 2 3-year-olds, 2 4-year-olds, 1 5-year-old, 1 6-year-old, and a 7-year-old have been hit with tasers. And then, this is the company's own records. It says, but don't worry, most of the toddlers, though not all, were tasered inadvertently. Some were deliberately tasered. You have a 1-year-old that barely stand up. And, you know, this is so sick, I shouldn't. And just type in tasering children or taser 9-year-old girl. Hundreds of articles will pop up. And then they go on, after talking about purposely tasering toddlers. At first blush, this is going to look bad. At first blush, but now we're going to learn that it's normal, said Steve Tuttle, a spokesman for Taser International of Scottsdale. Then he goes on to say it's an issue of force, officers protecting themselves. I mean, do I have to explain that tasering 12-month-old babies isn't good? I'm not going to say anything else. If you think it's good, then just love John Kerry, love George Bush, love the New World Order, worship government. They then go and drug them with lithium, and there are just whole blocks, whole complexes filled with toddlers, 3, 4-year-olds that never grew, that don't know how to walk, that are just laying there drugged out. Folks, hell on earth, hell on earth. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Hey, Mike, do you have that queued up to the gentleman who I caught trying to engage in bribery in the Capitol? Yeah, I understand, Mike. A few weeks before that, I was up there fighting legislation that would have, taken any father or mother to jail with felonies if they took their son or daughter under the age of 18 out shooting any firearm. And there was a bunch of other legislation shutting down the gun shows. And we were there, and we caught bribery, people being paid who just testified, I don't know, $300, $400 a piece out in the hallway. And I walked up and said, what are you doing? And the people said, it's spending money. Shut up. It was literally like a movie with the guy going, and I'd totally forgotten about this tape.
I was just curious to know. I wanted to know why you paid off those people at the hearings. Can you tell us that? I was there and I saw. It looked like Nina Betts was paying them off too. You got no comment on that, huh?
No comment. Get away.
He was under a protective order for domestic violence. This is a family and a community.
Don't want to tell us why, huh?
Go away.
Are you engaged in illegal payoffs? Answer us! Bring me the one they call Dave Smith!
There he goes, there he goes, there he goes, right there. Keep going.
You, Dave Smith, the criminal! Come and explain yourself to us!
You got him on tape?
Smith! Smith!
Keep going, there he is.
There.
Come back, Smith! Come back!
It's a bag full of money.
Smith, is that bag full of cash? We could use some! Come back, Dave! Don't turn your back on us! We need you! Dave! There are people here who want to be paid off! Come back, Dave!
Let's pay those people off!
Keep at him.
Those were gang thugs!
Tell him we got him on film. It was in the paper. Tell him.
We got you on film. It's in the paper. You paid gang thugs. Is that heavy with money?
I've forgotten about all these wars we had here. Let's get into the really serious stuff for you. I mean, let's get into the mucho grande tyranny for you. Here's Newsweek for you. Now, remember, you've been watching the show, some of you, for 9, 10 years. Remember me reading federal documents, public federal plans that were never in the newspaper of how they're going to put chips in all of us? And, oh, I was that nut. I was that weirdo. I was that crazy man. Why, that Alex actually goes to the library and reads public stuff. Ooh, radical. Show him a close shot again. The future of shopping. This is this week's Newsweek, June 7th to the 14th issue. It's June 1st, folks, but, Newsweek comes out early. It comes out a week early. Tiny silicon identity chips being put into everyday projects and even implanted under the skin are changing the way we consume. It's like Andy Rooney going, we all need a chip under the skin. And I flash up an image of a Jew with a, IBM International Business Machine number. By the way, IBM's behind these implantable chips, too, with their front companies. You didn't know IBM? Yeah, with their International Business Machine would decide, okay, a woman's 25, she hadn't had a child, enter that, she weighs so many kilos, pounds here, and they enter in, and then they decide, go ahead and blow her head off, or use her as slave labor and feed her a subsistence diet. And then that number would say how long you were supposed to be kept alive till you wore down as a slave. IBM loves you. They want to help you. They just want to keep you safe. They love you. We need a chip. It's so good. And then, you don't just have to check yourself out. You got a thumb scan through your security. Well, I don't like this. We've heard from people like you. I'm up here at Register 4. We've got one of them. They already do this if you go in and say, I don't like this voting machine. There's no record of how I voted. I've heard a lot of stuff. Police, he's in here. We heard about you, warned us. I mean, this will happen. People in the control room it's happened to. Their friends, people I know. I started asking questions. A woman got mad and called the police on me. Said, get out of this polling station. We heard about you. Well, actually, it's admitted. Diebold engineers have quit and said it's all a fraud. All these other big companies have had problems. Why the CIA, has former directors and deputy directors on the boards of these companies. There's electronic modems in them, wireless. Shut up! Oh, God, he's one of them. Oh, God, he knows stuff. He's talking. I just want to eat cheeseburgers and be an idiot. Police, get him now. So when you go in and go, I don't like the fact that they're all self-serve and now I got a thumb scan. Sir, it's for your security. Well, I'd just like to, be able to. Sir, if you could leave if you don't like it. Quality service is our message here. It says right here you're going to have a chip implanted in you, and if you want the new model of this coming out in a few years, you'll just have to have a chip. It says chip in the body. Information Week off TiVo's press release. Chip in the body to watch TV. I'm sick of it. We're not radical here on this show. Andy Rooney gets up on TV and says, I better take a chip to prove I'm good. That piece of trash, Sean Hannity, gets up and says it. And the guy you just saw earlier, Pat Robertson, I think implantable chips okay. In a past show, I think everything's all right.